Ray Purdy was head of the Army show, and over there. And so he had a lot of people on his side because the war was just ending. And he had a lot of Army over there, a lot of people that were loose ends. So he wanted to put on a big show for them to come to the show, and also use up a lot of personnel to put on this huge show, which was called Rhythm Rodeo in London. It was, still have the card with my name on it. I think I was a little Dutch dancer in that. I have the paper clip, it's kind of worn now. But it was a great show. We really enjoyed that. Then from there I went down to Pepper Harrow, to the another Army quarters down there where they put our show together, which was to go to Europe. And that's when we made up our show of about 30 people. And we had, it was quite a good show. There was a magician, there was a chorus line, there was a girl that walked across the stage and had a cute little dress on. And one way she would say cigars, cigarettes, and then she'd come back the other way and say nuts and butts. I sang 2 solos in that show. I have a couple of beautiful dresses that I wore, which was wonderful. Anyway, we got that show together and we went over to Germany. And then we toured around a lot of the camps over there before we finally settled in Delmenhorst, which is just outside of Bremen. And Bremen was flat. It was awful, just awful to see. You just can't believe it until you see it there. We stayed at a couple of little places. We stayed at Wilhelmshaven as well, which was one of the submarine bases there. We didn't have anything to do with that. We just were stationed there for a bit. And then we finally had quarters, and we stayed in Delmenhorst then until we came home in June. And so we put on, I think we put on 2 or 3 shows a day. And because at that point, the troops were ready to depart for England and home, and they had to be confined to barracks while all paperwork was all done. So we did the shows and entertained them. In the meantime, the Army in Bremen, they had an Army group in there as well, and a lovely PO, that PA or something they called them, I think, over there. It was like their place where they went to relax. Anyway, I can't remember it. It's something P something anyway. And so the group over there had a nice band, and they called and asked our sergeant major if they had a singer that they could send over to, maybe like to join their band. Well, when I got over there, I thought I was going to sing Ave Maria because I was doing solo in the soprano voices, although I had a very wide range. And so I got over there, and this fabulous band was there. I mean, it was 5 saxes, 5 trombones, 5 trumpets. It was incredible. And my mouth dropped open. I thought, I'm not singing Ave Maria with this group. So anyway, they had the orchestra was great when they came in. They were very nice to me, and they kind of, oh, all right, well, what'll we find for? Anyway, they found me the lovely song, which I'll remember April, which I happen to know, and they had a super arrangement of. So I sang that. So it happened that when they were doing broadcasting and that sort of thing afterwards, they would have me come and sing with the band of the soloists. So I was on American Forces Network tape somewhere singing with that band. Anyway, while I was stationed there, one of the orchestra's trombone players was Bob Flanagan, and we became really good friends. And I was able to go with Bob a couple of times, particularly when they welcomed the wives of the men who were going to stay on duty, occupied duty there. We went up to Wilhelmshaven with the band and me singing to welcome the wives. That was really interesting. And anyway, Bob and I became very good friends and stayed good friends, good pals. And when he came back here, he became one of the 4 freshmen. And we remained we were friends right up until I talked to him not too long ago, and he had turned 80 and I had turned 80. And we've kind of lost touch now because I'm 87, and I keep saying I'm going to call, but then I don't get around. But because I'm thinking, well, he maybe be gone, because we'd both had heart bypasses and all that sort of thing. Anyway, but it was very interesting over there, traveling around. At one point, we were shot at. Evidently, our sergeant major heard a ping, and he told us to hit the truck. We traveled to trucks with just sort of open canvas tops on them. That's the way we traveled from base to base. So we all hit the floor on that one, I remember very well. And there were a lot of funny incidents. We had a baseball team between the Americans and us, which was fun over there. And, really had a good time. I hate to say it, but it was, it was such a tragic time. We made some wonderful friends, and we also had fun.